What's going on, Utensils? It's I Am Spoon, and this is not really an episode of anything. It's just a commentary. I don't really know what to call these. Whenever I do a commentary, I'm like, I start off usual by saying this is episode of, or welcome back to this, but it's not really a welcome back or this episode of anything. It's just Battlefield with a commentary. So normally with my commentaries, I start off by saying, well, this is what it's going to be about, and yeah. So that's I guess that's what we'll do it this time. This is actually. I try to do something new and different each commentary. I don't like doing the whole, I want to play a Battlefield game. And I talked about this before in earlier commentaries. Where I'm like, I don't like to talk about the gameplay as much. I don't even like to really talk about why it's there. Commentaries are usually reserved for strictly commentary. I don't want to focus on the game in any way. Now, of course, I'm watching the gameplay in the background just to keep myself as active as I am on the game. And this is actually a really good game of Battlefield 3 I got with Lax Mike the other day. It's like 20 minutes long. So I may clip it a little bit depending on how long the commentary goes. I don't like these half-assed 5-minute commentaries. I like a deep discussion type commentary. Most of the internet doesn't agree with that. They want in and out really fast. They want done with. They don't want these commentaries that last a while. But my commentaries are different. I like intellectual discussions about things, and I like to get your opinion. Now, this is going to seem a little odd for a couple of reasons, this commentary is specific, because a lot of people do these offensive / commentaries over things that aren't really hot topic. I mean, they're hot topics, but they're things that the internet's like, oh, you know, that's a little edgy. You probably shouldn't talk about that. Or hey, you know, you're just doing, you know, they talk about something to get attention. And I don't want you guys to feel like that's why I'm talking about this, because I'm talking about something that has a lot of attention to it. So it may get viewers for that reason, but I don't want it for that. It's just something that I feel like bringing up. And what it is, I'm going to talk about the Westboro Baptist Church. Now, if you guys don't know about the Westboro Baptist Church, you can look it up. It's Westboro, B-O-R-O, Baptist Church. I don't need to go any further than that. You guys probably know who it is. They're the people that hold up the signs saying God hates fags. They pick at the soldiers' funerals, you know, and they basically say that thank God for dead soldiers. That they're scum of the earth people, right? And that's how a majority of the population feels, and that's not just in America, but anybody who knows who they are will probably say, yeah, they're pretty shitty people. I mean, I guess if you really hate homosexuals that much, you might agree that they're, you know, you're like, well, these guys are a little extreme, but we agree with their opinions, right? And that's what we're going to talk about today, our opinions, kind of. I don't want to say opinions overall, it's kind of bland. We all know everyone has opinions, everyone's entitled to them. What was that? No, there's an expression. I think it's opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and shit comes out. I don't know. I just added that part. That may not even be the expression, but that sounds right, and that seems about as logical as it can be. So I was browsing Facebook, and one of my buddies that I met at where did I meet him? I met him at Logicon, I think. I could have met him earlier than that, but I don't believe so. Logicon was a small secular / atheist / just, it was a convention. It wasn't really even a convention. It was just maybe 100 people. We all met up in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and we just had this little thing that they made up. Of course, it's probably going to be bigger next year. It's going to grow, as most conventions do. It was really fun. And everybody else pretty much knew this guy already. And there's really nothing to know about him other than that's where I met him. But he posted something, or he actually reposted something on Facebook that has like a little picture of the state of Oklahoma. It says Oklahoma. It says refuse service to this woman. And I'll read you what it says. This is Shirley Phelps-Roper. If she comes into your store, sits in your restaurant, or tries to check into your hotel, refuse her any service. She is one of the leaders of Westboro Baptist Church, and she is not welcome in Oklahoma. Click share to get the word out. Now, of course, I don't really like these whole like share. It's just asking for attention. And this seems like it's asking for attention, but it's for a cause. It's for a reason. Now, once again, I've said earlier, she's a scum of the earth. Not just her, but the entire organization altogether. The entire things that she stands for are terrible. I can't agree with anything she says or even thinks or anything. I think she's just a terrible person, a terrible human being at that. She gives Christianity a bad name, if you could even call that. It's more like a cult. However, I left a little post on his sharing of this, saying something that I don't believe I should have said, and something I don't even agree with. Although I know that my reasoning for this is sound. The fact that I'm a reasonable human being is sound. But me as an opinionated person does not agree with what I said. And I'll tell you what I said. I'm not going to read it word for word. I'm just going to tell you what I said. I said that this isn't right. You shouldn't post this. You shouldn't share this. You should not refuse her service. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with refusing her service, right? First of all, you could pull the whole love thy neighbor as thyself thing from the Bible, whatever. And by the way, if you guys didn't know already, I'm an atheist. Or I'm atheist. I don't know how you want to refer to it. I don't believe in gods or anything like that. I believe in basically myself. Someone on Facebook, on Twitter the other day tweeted me, like, if you don't believe anything, what do you believe in? Yourself? I was like, that's perfect. That's what I believe. I believe in myself. I believe in humanity. So you could call me a humanist, secular humanist. That's something I've claimed a lot. But I really just believe in myself, so I'm a spoonist, if I can say that. And as an atheist, I think a lot of times the way people act based on their religion is stupid. It's horrendous. It's crazy. But people act a lot of stupid, crazy, horrendous things based on no religion too, or just the absence of religion, or nothing at all. They just act on their own selves. However, I don't believe it's fair to discriminate against anyone, whether that be for their color, whether that be for their religion, whether that be for their beliefs, for how they live their life. You should not discriminate at all. And if you're going to refuse service to Shirley Phelps Roper, leader of the Westboro Baptist, or any Westboro Baptist Church members, then you have to refuse service to blacks. You have to refuse service to Jews. You have to refuse service to anyone. You can't do that. You can't. If you're going to refuse service to her, you have to refuse service to other sects of people that are, and I said sects, not S-E-X, but S-E, you get the idea. I don't want you guys, other sexes, no. But you basically have to discriminate. You can't just choose a person to discriminate against, and then not, I mean, you can, but that's what discrimination is. And I believe, if I'm not correct, that we have made discrimination a bad thing. Have we not labeled discrimination as a bad thing? I believe we've done that. So not only have we labeled the Westboro Baptist Church as a bad thing, but we've labeled discrimination of any type as a bad thing. And once again, I'll say it, that can be against sexual orientation, gender, color, religion. You could be any of those things. You can't discriminate. And one of the things she is most known for is her discrimination against homosexuals. And we all label that as wrong, as terrible, as horrendous, and just the worst possible thing you could possibly do. Picket the signs of, or picket the funerals of dead soldiers. Who would do that? And then say, thank God for dead soldiers because of homosexuals. That's what they base all this off of. That's discrimination at a whole nother level. And we all label that as bad. We all say that she's a disgusting person because of that discrimination. And yet, we want to share and I'm not dogging on him at all. In fact, once again, when I saw this, I was like, oh man, I'm about to share this, and I was like, wait. After I read it, I was like, is this any worse than what they're doing? They're discriminating against homosexuals, and we're discriminating against her. Is that not bad of us to say what you're doing is wrong and then turn around to do the same thing? That's like me saying, homosexuality is wrong, and then me going out and fucking a guy tomorrow. Of course, I don't say it's wrong. It's completely natural. Just like it's completely natural for her to have an opinion. Completely natural for her to choose Westboro Baptist religion, whatever that is, a hate-filled religion, over atheism. It's a reason for her to do anything. Now, I agree. Sometimes I feel like she does all this just to troll the world. I feel like she's just a big old fat troll. An ugly, really ugly looking troll at that. I'm looking at her face right now. It's bugging me. But we're not doing anything better than her. We're not being any better at all if we say you should refuse service to her. And think about it this way: she brings her kids with her, or her kids. They bring their kids with them to these picket events at funerals, and that's setting a terrible example. But is it not even a worse example to have her kids travel with her and then see a restaurant or a hotel or a store of any type refusing service to them with their kids, how are they going to grow up? They're going to say, oh man, I've grown up in this environment where everyone refuses service to us because they think we're doing something bad, right? Now, they're going to grow up and have that same hatred, that same anger built up towards everyone else in the society because of what their parents started. So is it not right to treat them as normal as possible, as people with opinions, just like everyone else? Even though those opinions we don't agree with, as society don't agrees with, we still have to abide by the rules that society set in place and accepts, like, do not discriminate. It seems as simple as that. So showing these people the same courtesy, once again, as long as they're not breaking any laws, as long as they're not breaking any rules to the stores or the, wherever they're at, as far as, their policies go, then there's no reason to refuse them service just because you don't like them. And no matter how hard you want to say no one likes them, there's people that agree with them. There's people that not only agree with the religion altogether, but they agree with some parts of them. And they would say, no, I wouldn't refuse service to them. I agree their measures are extreme sometimes, but I would never refuse service to them. And so you have people that do that. And as long as you have people that agree with that, and as long as they're abiding by the laws, there's no reason to do that. Because once again, if you're going to discriminate against them for voicing their opinion and having that right, then you might as well say refuse service to Samuel Ernie, to I Am Spoon, because he's an atheist. Refuse service to all atheist fuckers that come into this state of Oklahoma, the beautiful state of Oklahoma. We're a God-loving state here, and we are going to refuse service to any atheist that comes into our state, that wants to go to any stores, restaurants, hotels. Basically, so let's do this. This is I Am Spoon. If he comes into your store, sits in your restaurant, or tries to check into your hotel, refuse any service. He is one of the leaders of the Utensils. He is the leader of the Utensils of the Twitch.tv live stream website. And he is not welcome in Oklahoma because he is an atheist. Like, all he had to do is flip around a few words, add a few words in there, and it basically means the same thing. Now, do you think that if someone was to put that everyone would say, that's terrible, that's discrimination? Fuck yeah. Everyone would be pissed off at that. Everyone that follows me would be pissed off at that. However, think about how many people don't agree with atheism. People that see this might share it with the world because they say, well, I Am Spoon's an atheist, of course. He's not a God-loving person. He doesn't deserve to be let into any stores in Oklahoma because he doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in gods. So that's kind of fucked up, is it not? It's fucked up to say that, but it's not fucked up to say that you have to refuse service to her because of what she practices. Once again, she spreads hate. She spreads hate and anger and just basically everything negative she spreads. But it's her opinion. And she still believes that what she's doing is right. To an extent. Once again, I think sometimes she's trolling. But they have a following of people that may agree or may not agree with them. But it doesn't matter. They're entitled to that opinion. And we cannot discriminate against them as far as legal boundaries go. Of course, we can say we don't like them. That's fine. That's our opinion too. But once you step into, it's my opinion that you're a bad person, but I'm still going to serve you whatever as a restaurant owner because that's basically what you have to do. I mean, once again, I go back to the whole thing with racism. At one point in time, we would discriminate against blacks because we thought they were different. We thought they were terrible people. We didn't think they deserved any kind of... And I'm not saying we as a whole, but I'm saying we as in, like, certain people. I'm just including myself. And this was years ago, of course, and we've gotten past that. And I think we can get past this, too. Now, reading some of the comments here. One of the comments says, if I was at a funeral and someone turned up picketing it, they would be going in the hole. Basically, they would kill them. They would put them in that. It's easy to type that stuff up through the safety of the internet, but I swear to use Satan. I swear to Satan, you would need a crowbar to pry my hands from around her throat. So that's pretty violent sounding, right? And it doesn't matter who said it. And there's comments like that everywhere. And that's their opinion. They have the right to say it, right? They have the right to say that they would choke them to death and put them in the grave. They have the right to say that. But once they act on it, is that not a little bit fucked up, right? And I think you have the right to say you know what? You don't deserve to get any service from any restaurant. In fact, I don't think she deserves any service from any restaurants, hotels, stores in Oklahoma because of who she is and what she does. However, she may not deserve it, but does that mean we need to give that to her? Does that give us that right? No. No. You're taking opinion and you're turning it into action. And once you overstep that boundary, then you've got a problem. Of course, some opinions like saying, I would kill you. You know, I would kill you because I hate you so much. That's an opinion, but of course you can still get in trouble for that because that's basically saying you're going to kill somebody. But that's beside the point. That's not along with what I'm talking about here. And you guys may not agree with me, and that's fine. That's also your opinion. Once again, it's like your opinion, man. And once again, I think she's a terrible person. We all think she is for the most part. But even then, there may be somebody out of these 30,000 people that are on my YouTube channel, out of the maybe 1,000 people that watch this, that think that, you know what, she's a terrible person, but what she's doing, I believe in. I think that homosexuals are wrong. I think they're an abomination to human beings. And, of course, I think that's a completely fucked up thing to say and completely wrong, but that's your opinion. But my point is that if we start saying she should not be served in restaurants because of whatever reason, because of what she does, and 99% of Americans agree with that. 98.9% of Americans agree with that. But there's that 0.1%, 0.01% that thinks that, you know what, that's a little extreme. But once you take majority rules and you start applying it to atrocities that we as humanity can commit, once again, like discriminating against people for their beliefs, for their color, for their gender, for any of that, once you let majority rule over that, then things are not going to go too well. Things are going to go back to fucking barbarianism. And people are going to have problems because, let's be honest, a majority of Americans are religious. And a majority of people in my state think atheism is wrong, and they think that it's a terrible thing. They think that you can't have morals. They don't agree with that, right? So, does that mean that they can refuse service to me because I'm an atheist? No, they can't at all, because that's discrimination. And we're all about freedom, equality, and people having opinions here in the United States, or at least I thought. And if we treat her differently because of what she believes to be true, once again, if she's acting on it, if she's causing a scene in the store, then that's a different thing. But you know, if she's going to the store to buy stuff, or she's going to a restaurant to eat, and she has nothing to do with that there, and it's not breaking store policy, she should not be treated any different than a normal customer. And that goes for saying with anyone. Once again, I understand people are probably going to disagree with me based off of their opinions. That's fine. I disagree with myself on this a little bit, but I feel like it's the right thing to do. And there's no religious concept that's making me feel this way. There's no belief system I have embedded inside of me that makes me feel this way. It's just me as a person. This is how I think things should be handled, because this is how I feel as a person, as a human being. I don't feel like it's right to discriminate for any reason, even if you don't like the person. And that's how I am. So I would hope that most of you would leave your comments down below. When I did a commentary last time and asked for you guys on what to do with my content as far as how to make it more interesting to you, I got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people said, well, this is what I don't like, this is what I do like about this. But you had mostly mixed feelings, saying, I do like this, I don't like this. But even then, a lot of it was saying, oh, we look for this. So it helped a lot. And so regardless of how many of you respond and how positive or negative the feedback is, it does help. So leave a comment below, please. I like discussion, I like knowing what you guys are thinking on it. And I want to know what you guys think about this. And I expect many of you to say, oh, fuck that, she doesn't deserve to get service. Deal with it. And I hope that you would say that. And I hope that you would have some type of feedback to give me, because I certainly don't want everyone on my channel to agree with everything I say all the time. That's a lot of ultimates, isn't it? I don't want all of you to agree with everything I say all the time. Jesus, that's crazy. So I hope that some of you will disagree with some of the things I say sometimes. There we go. Does that sound right? Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for doing whatever you're doing. And please, feel free. My body is ready for your feedback. I'll spoon you guys later.